It's like the cloning of our collective soul out there.
That's one thing that we're hoping to do, is that if we educate enough people about this awakening, that people are waking up and people realize, if they open their minds to the possibility that, oh, I can wake up,
yes, absolutely.
then there's more of people
right.
opening their consciousness.
It's the value of Sangha, but now the Sangha is the cyberspace as well.
Right, we have the Sangha of the internet, which
That's
can be
right.
an amazing gift for us, and send this knowledge out that we can at these times. And not only can we, but people are. So I always say,
That's right.
let's get on the bandwagon.
Absolutely.
People are doing it, so let's join the forces, and then that's the way that we make a change in the
Yes,
world.
absolutely.
So for those people that are looking to make a change, then we look to ourselves, wake up, we can then see the truth of reality,
Absolutely.
and then from that place make
Just
a
remember
change.
those three things: service, transformation, connectivity. That's it.
Service, transformation, our own personal transformation.
And connectivity.
And the connectivity is, we can either
Sharing.
have the Sangha, we can either have our own groups,
Hmm?
or if we're doing it through the internet, or
Absolutely.
whichever way. For people that don't, I have known some people who feel like, oh, they don't have any people around them.
Yeah, we have a site where we're trying to catalyze and facilitate that. It's called Alliance for a New Humanity, and the website is anhglobal.org. Bring this idea to a practical level globally.
And that is to give people like a Sangha, a place that they
Yeah,
can
but
go
also to try and achieve that critical mass that we're talking about.
by having enough people connected that
And
awake
transforming and sharing
and
and
sharing.
serving. Yes, all those three things.
That's great.
Okay, so after seeing the clip, my first question is, what does service, transformation, and sharing mean?
Okay. So, in the book, Deepak describes a time when Buddha was trying to go around helping everybody. And he had this image of himself as a holy person. And we can see that as service, going around and helping others. And what happens is when we awaken, or when we are living up to a higher aspect of ourselves, there is a natural inclination to want to be of service to others. And if we are going to make a shift on the planet, obviously we need to sort of reach out to help others. So it is important to do some type of what we call selfless service. And that means...
Is that like the Christian charity? Is that the same sort of idea?
Yeah, it's being charitable.
Yeah.
Right. The little trick in it, though, is that to be able to have real selfless service, or to truly be able to give, we want to be able to give from a place where we're not expecting something back, and so, or we're not gaining, a greater ego, thinking I'm such a good person because I'm doing all this good thing for other people.
You're doing it simply because it's a good thing, and you recognize that it's a good thing, and it helps the planet.
Yeah, and or we could say that we do it because there's just a natural impulse we're following an impulse that something inside us is saying to help others. And we see this a lot when natural catastrophes happen. All of a sudden, people who never really reached out, neighbors who never even talked to each other, people are naturally reaching out. And I believe it is something innate within us, and that this is something that Deepak's talking about, to reach out from that place of service. And then he talks about transformation. And so transformation is about us looking at ourselves and seeing what is it in our own being that we need to maybe let go of, maybe some part that we just see isn't really of service to our own being, and recognizing that quality in ourselves.
So it's like improving yourself.
It's improving ourselves.
Trying to reach nirvana in Buddhism. Is that...
Right. And it might be actually in a way of really actually recognizing who we really are, and letting go of those parts of ourselves that get in the way of that.
Or the codifying that society places on it.
Yeah, something like that. And then there's transformation, service.
And then sharing, which I just heard in the video, he first says connection, and
Right.
then you ask what connection is, and he says it's sharing.
Right. So he talks about it, the connectivity is what's important. And this is what they define as Sangha. And this is where we're sharing. It's getting along, it's forming groups of people together. They basically say that, or it's said that the way of the future is through community. That even if we just look at what's happening on the planet right now, we all need to sort of reach out to other people wherever they are and pull through all this together. So it's forming communities on a smaller base, and he's talking about actually that even just connecting on the internet, because through the internet we can help other people, we can give other people information, and we can form a collective collection through that.
So if you're a guy that's staying on your boat by yourself, you should go out and talk to people every once in a while.
That's right, because a lot of times when people feel separate, if people are doing something for someone else, it then helps them feel connected to someone else,
Right.
because they're making an effort to be connected to another person.
And so then the critical mass he's talking about is when so many people are involved in this that we can change the world and become a better world. Is that the idea?
Right, and I was thinking of this story. Did you ever hear the story of the 100th monkey?
No, never.
The story of the 100th monkey. I don't really know where it came from, but it's a story of this one monkey on an isolated island. But he was with other monkeys, and he decided to wash the potato before he ate it.
Uh-huh.
And so he gets in it and washes the potato, and then other monkeys start to see him washing. So then after a while, all the monkeys are
Washing the potato?
But then what happens when enough monkeys start to wash their potatoes? There's other monkeys on other islands that started to wash their potatoes, and they had no connection with them. So there's some connection that happens on some other level that allows a shift when enough people, and basically the shift, the critical mass that we're talking about, enough people coming to a place where they experience the peace within themselves. If enough people are feeling peaceful and enough people are feeling their natural self, the world is just going to change, because that's where enough people are feeling that way to make the shift. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? The next thing that Deepak talks about is the qualities of an enlightened being in the interview.
Okay, let's take a look.
And what do you see an enlightened being, or one of us, when we wake up? How is our life lived at that time?
I think life is more spontaneous and more effortless, more creative, and one of peace, harmony, laughter, and love.
Uh-huh. So people aren't necessarily have all the powers of the siddhis, or
The powers and siddhis are byproducts of it, but
the realization that he could have fixed everything and chose not to.
Yes, absolutely.
And
He was not into melodrama of any kind.
yeah.
He was into sobriety.